In Oculus Quest news this week, we have a major update to the system. We have something called Questeroid, which is a friend-finding system, which I'll talk about more in this video. We also explore Side Quest Store, the Oculus Quest Store, to see the new upcoming games and the updates that have happened during this week. So a lot to cover. Let's get to it. So as this update is just rolling out, some people might have it already, some might not. I didn't, so I went onto my PC, accessed the Oculus app, went into settings, beta, and turned on the public test channel while my headset was connected to the PC. I then essentially just followed the prompts till my Oculus Quest was fully updated with the new version. Now, if that doesn't work for you, you can check out the Oculus Quest Reddit channel or Discord channel to see if there's other methods others have tried that have worked, or you can just wait for it to roll out naturally on your Oculus Quest, or if you're feeling particularly brave, you can try to update it manually. I might not suggest this because it might cause issues, but I'll leave a link in the description below in case you want to check that out. So one of the first things you'll notice about this new update is that whereas before you had to manually activate the hand tracking on the menu, now this option to manually activate it is not there. All you need to do is take your controllers, put them down on your desk or the floor, and it automatically picks up your hands. Now, it had some trouble initially picking up my hands, but it eventually did it. And another thing you'll notice with the hand tracking, it feels a lot tighter. What they've done in this new update is they made the hand tracking better. Essentially, the Quest now tracks your hand a lot better than it previously did. And if you go into your library, you'll see in the tutorial section a new tutorial on using your hands in VR. It enables you to practice scrolling from left to right, up to down. One thing I'm still having trouble with is using the Oculus button with my hands. I just can't get it right. Don't know if that's just me. Let me know how you go with this in the comment section below. Now, another addition we see is this handy enable link button. This wasn't here before. We used to have to go into the settings, but now you can enable link just from the dash, like so. So with the correct cable, this will enable you to link your Oculus Quest to your PC with less effort. And you can see in the PC app too, there is a disable link button just in the dashboard, which wasn't there before. And this will of course take you back to your Oculus Quest home environment. Another thing we see when using our Oculus Quest attached to our PC via link is that we can now adjust the Guardian, whereas we couldn't do that before. And of course, this is extremely handy when we need to adjust our Guardian when using the Oculus Quest in link mode. Now there's a few more new features. If we go back to our Quest, click on events, and here you can choose events that you want to join, but now you're able to see what friends are participating in what events, and your friends are able to see what events you are participating in too. Now, if you don't want them to see this, you go into settings and privacy, and then from those privacy settings there, you can then switch that off. Now, just some final mentions. If you go into gallery on your Quest, go into internal storage, you'll find a new user interface which allows you to view your media in different ways that you couldn't view it before. And finally, if you go into your library, go to your app section, you might see something called Oculus Scoreboard. Now, as it's being rolled out, I don't have that yet, but from what I've seen, what this app allows you to do is keep track of all your achievements across your games, and even allow you to compare your achievements to your friends and other people. So that's just about the major things for this update. There are other things, but these are just bug fixes mainly. I'll leave a link in the description below which goes through all of the changes so you can check them out if you're interested. Next in the news is Questeroid. Now, Questeroid is a service that allows you to connect with VR players all across the globe. I love finding these little gems that are perhaps not so well known at the moment but have massive potential. And Questeroid, I think, is one of these. You sign up to the website and then you can search for friends based on a whole bunch of different criteria. and I'm not aware of anything else out there that enables you to do this. So if you're interested in finding friends to play with based on things such as the country they're from, the games they're playing, and the devices they're using, then check this one out. Next we go to the SideQuest store, and here we can see there's a Contra demo that's just been released. I had a playthrough of this. You can see a video of my impressions in the description below. This demo tries to replicate the second level from Contra, and it's a lot of fun, very challenging, short demo, but something you're going to like, I think, if you are a Contra fan. Next up, we take a look at Arrows. So Arrows is another game that I played through. You can find the link to that video in the description below. Arrows is a wave shooter with a bow and arrow where you have to fight off waves of marauding Vikings from attacking your village. It's a short demo experience too, but it's quite well done, and the authors are currently updating it. So I'm going to check back with this one to see how it progresses. Next, we take a look at a hand tracking game called Interdimensional Matter. Now, this game was produced as part of the Game Jam 2020, and it sees you pulling apart objects and putting them together again as a short demo experience. Now, it's a very frustrating experience. It's been designed to be that way, but it's a nice little sample of hand tracking, and so if you want to test out hand tracking some more, I recommend giving this one a go. Another hand tracking experience cropped up in the SideQuest store this week called Kaput Commander. I played through this, and you can see the link to that video in the description below. And what it is a tower defense game where you use your hands to build turrets to defend your base from incoming tanks, and you can also use your hands to destroy those tanks too. It's a short, enjoyable experience, and it gives you a glimpse of how top-down strategy games might incorporate hand tracking on the Quest in future. There were also some updates. We saw Lambda 1 VR, which lets you play the original Half-Life on your Quest. It now supports the Opposing Forces expansion. Another update we saw this week was an improvement to the Sunshard hand tracking demo, which now has improved hand tracking, nicer hands and better physics. Moving on to the Oculus store, we see Pistol Whip has also a new update. This update adds a new level to the game called Akuma. I made a video of a playthrough of this level. You can find the link in the description below. We also see the upcoming game Ghost Giant, which is set to be released February 20th. Now, Ghost Giant is an immersive adventure storytelling game with some puzzle elements where you play the role of a giant invisible protector of this child, Lewis, and you help him along his way.
Where you least expected.
Something was wrong.
Ghost Giant is currently available for other platforms and has 80 out of 100 on Metacritic from 32 critic reviews. So it's worth checking this one out. Well, that's about it from me today, so I'll catch you next week for more Oculus Quest news.